The machine howled and roared as it flew at great speed above the desert floor. From its engines came heat and bright lights. Its metal shells shone in the intense golden evening sun. Through the tinted glass dome at the front of the machine could be seen a calm face. This was the face of the driver. The face stared out at the hot desert. He looked calm and relaxed. The driver easily controlled the machine. He read the digital displays, which were on a screen in front of him. He controlled the machine through the movement of his hands. By moving his hands, he was able to guide the machine over the desert floor. In the desert, the machine created dust and noise. As the machine began to slow down, so the noise began to calm and the dust began to settle. Eventually, the machine stopped. The machine had stopped completely. Calm returned to the desert. The machine settled, and dust began to settle all around it. Now the machine stood hovering and shimmering some distance above the desert floor. Okay. The engines began to cool. The metal engines made a clicking sound as they cooled. You just said that? Oh my god. And became calm. The air was hot and dry. Sometime after the machine had stopped, there was a hissing and swirling of air as the two doors of the huge machine swung open. Dust once again shot into the desert as the huge doors opened. The open doors looked like the wings of a great golden bird. At the door of the machine appeared the driver. He was wearing a silver suit and a helmet. He looked out the door, Damson, then stepped down onto a metal pathway. The pathway hovered, so it did not touch any plant or animal life on the desert floor below. The metal pathway was floating. It was floating just above the earth. The driver placed both of his heavy silver boots onto the metal pathway. Then the driver knelt down at the edge of the metal pathway. His gloved hand reached down to the desert floor and picked a small flowering plant from the dust. The driver had searched for many years for this small plant. The small plant would help to support life in the future. The driver held the plant in his gloved hand. The driver had found what he had been looking for. He placed the plant in a special glass container, turned, and then re-entered the machine.